Hi guys, it's Femi here. Hope you're all doing good today. So today guys, I wanted to talk to you a little more about fortune telling in K-pop idols engaging in witchcraft. You see that it's demonic spirits that has been helping these people in their careers. Fortune telling is only one aspect of witchcraft, and this is what we know on the outside because this is what they've revealed, right? So you can only imagine the hidden things, the hidden witchcraft practices that they are doing in secret, right? To be even more successful and to be even more powerful witches and wizards in the industry. Okay? And once you open up yourself by engaging in any type of witchcraft, the demons will possess you, right? And they will never leave you. You can only be delivered under the name and blood of Jesus. So once those demons possess these idols as a result of them opening themselves up through witchcraft practices, they remain possessed. And like I said before in my other videos, anybody that becomes a witch or wizard has to go through MK Ultra. That is just the fact, because Satan doesn't give you anything for free. Even though the demons and the devil will tell you that they will help you and everything in your career, you have to pay a price. There are things you have to do, there are things you have to sacrifice, you know. So some of them sacrifice. They also do wicked things like cast spells on the fans and everything. So let's begin with the first article. And just so you know, there are over 700 articles of K-pop idols going to fortune tellers, okay? So I'm only going to cover like just a handful. And nobody has time to cover all. But just to give you an idea, and this is just one aspect of witchcraft. So the first article is about NCT's Jaemin. Fans are calling NCT's Jaemin prophetic after he accidentally predicted, there's no accident, there's no coincidence in it, accidentally predicted the delay in production for NCT's new album. NCT 2020 is set to make a comeback with their album Resonance Part 2, a follow-up of their previous album Resonance Part 1, previously released October 2020. Unfortunately, it was announced on the scheduled day of sales that there was a problem with the printing and sales would halt until further notice. While SM Entertainment did not state a date in their official notice, distributors have announced that albums can be returned and stocks will be sent out sometime in December or even next year. However, fans have realized something interesting. In a special live stream for fans, member Jimin had made a startlingly accurate prediction. What started off as a joke, quote unquote joke, as he read tarot cards for fans on the stream turned out to be prophetic. You see that? He read tarot cards for fans. He did witchcraft for the fans. Okay? Nothing is a joke, nothing is a coincidence. And you remember there are demonic spirits behind the tarot readings. According to a fan, during that particular reading, he had mentioned three things. You've bought it already, it's being delivered now. Sorry, I will apologize on behalf of SM Entertainment. There has been a delay. You will get it in winter. But no one mentioned it will be within this year. Although he had been joking, the writer of this article is just annoying. Although he had been joking when he had read the cards, he was not joking at all. He was serious, but he's masking truth with humor. It looks like tarot isn't meant to be trifled with. The prophecy came true. Of course, fans have the funniest responses. Of course, it came true because for it to come true, that means this guy has done this thing before. Because if you're just a beginner, it will not come true. Because like I told you in my joy video, for first timers of this practice, there will be a lot of it that will be false. But what happens is that your curiosity is piqued and the demons want you to practice, right? They want you to practice so you get better. But what happens is that you've already opened yourself up. So you being demon possessed is the familiar spirit working in you and through you that starts to make things manifest in reality. They know what you like and they know what, like if it is you going to a tarot reader, they know what you like and they have already given the information to the tarot reader about what to tell you. And then if it is you doing a reading for other people, they know what the people that are coming to you like. So the familiar spirit will be speaking through you as well. So is the whole thing is spiritual, is demonic spirits working through these people that are engaging in the practice, right? So the demonic spirits make the fans, you know, think that this practice is okay, so that they too can go and engage in it and seek to get their fortunes told, seek to have their future predicted, and all these things that are demonic, and open them up to demonic possession and oppression. So that's basically the end of that article. So the next one is GOT7's Bam Bam once revealed that he used to be afraid of Jackson and Mark. A fortune teller advised him to avoid them. GOT7's Bam Bam once revealed at the Project Blog McBam event and fan meeting that he used to avoid the other members. Bam Bam recalled that he was interested in fortune telling when he was younger. You see that? I'm telling you, like, these people, a lot of these K-pop idols, they become witches and wizards when they are young. Some of them are born into satanic families to begin with. Some of them are born into generational witchcraft families. And some of them are just drawn to the occult, you know? Do you think that kids cannot be witches? Some of the most powerful witches and wizards in this world are children. As a result, during his trainee days, he was curious about what the other members of GOT7 were really like, so he consulted with a fortune teller. So he went to a witch, right? Fortune tellers are witches and wizards. He gave the fortune teller the other trainees' photos, and the response was shocking, considering what we know now. The fortune teller advised Bam Bam to avoid Jackson and Mark. They described Jackson as a dangerous person and Mark as a person you shouldn't hang out with, basically implying they will be bad for Bam Bam. Bam Bam remembered that he ignored his fellow rappers for weeks. Thankfully, they made up. What would we do without the iconic GOT7 rap lines friendship? Of course, they have to quote unquote make up because they're in the same band. But you know, like these idol groups, most of them, their friendship is fake. It's a business relationship. Their images are fake, right? But of course, they have to act to the fans like they like each other and everything. But many of them fight. They don't like each other. They're jealous of each other. They don't get along and everything. And so, who knows what else Bam Bam went to this fortune teller for, you know? Because as we'll see in some of the other K-pop idols, they went to fortune tellers, some of them with their parents, to see what could make their career successful and if they will make it in the industry, if they will reach the top, you know? And I told you guys before, like, Satan loves ambitious people, people that want to be successful at any cost. And these are the people that will do anything to reach the top, you know? So let's go to the next article. Here's the member aespa's Karina thinks is her true soulmate. aespa recently made an appearance on NBC's Weekly Idol to promote their latest single, Next Level. They performed numerous songs, played games, and answered questions, all in the fun style that the show is known for. During one segment, the girls were asked to pick random boards with questions hidden behind them. They matched the member with their descriptions such as the most whimsical and the one who loves everyone the most. When it was Karina's turn, she had to choose one out of the three girls who seemed most like her soulmate, though she pretended to hesitate just a little. She had a short choice, picking none other than Winter. She acknowledged their long friendship that stemmed from being SM Entertainment trainees for almost half a decade. Winter is Karina's true soulmate. Despite their difference in personalities, they match each other well. Winter and I are so different, but we really hit it off too. We had a tarot reading together. It said we are meant to be like a married couple. Imagine. So the tarot reading pit them up together as a couple. right? So a gay couple basically. You see how demonic this thing is, this whole tarot reading, right? And you know the whole concept of soulmates and twin flames and all these things, they are all new age, they are all demonic concepts. They stem from the new age, which actually stems from beliefs in Hinduism at the root, which I'll talk about later on. But you can see pretty much all your favorite idols are involved in witchcraft in one way or another. Like I said, this video is just specifically covering tarot reading. Okay? Her words held some truth as just a few minutes later they realized that the way they unconsciously sat was the same. The other members agreed that their chemistry is palpable. Ning Ning shared if they have something they want to say, they know what it's about because they connect. But it's the demonic spirits that are connecting them together. And you already know with Espa, like they're very satanic, right? Their envies, the snake and everything. I've already exposed them in my videos. I've made 3 videos about them. Very satanic group. So the next article is 17's Hoshi revealed how a tarot card reading led him to create Spider. It's kind of funny if you think about it now. In his recent interview with Esquire Korea, 17's Hoshi revealed the interesting story behind how and why he created Spider. During his interview, Hoshi was asked what influenced him to start working on a solo track. Hoshi's story starts back in 2018 where he tried doing a tarot reading along with fellow members and staff. I'm curious what made you work on the song. It's kind of funny if you think about it now, but in 2018, I did a tarot card reading with the members and company staff at an event. I wanted to know what was going on career-wise, so I chose Job Luck and drew a card. It said in 2021, my solo song will be out, laugh, along with the words, you will fail if you don't prepare hard for it. I'm not one to really believe in these things, but somehow I came to believe it. Maybe I just wanted to believe it. Hoshi. Following the tarot card reading, Hoshi revealed he did indeed start to work hard on his solo. Of course, with a genius songwriter like Woozi in the group, Hoshi stated that Woozi helped him a lot in making Spider. Anyway, I started working on my music from then on. Since there's Woozi who is both a talented producer and my member, I received a lot of help from him, Hoshi. You see that? It's deep. So, it's demons helping these people because they've gone to these tarot readers, they've gone to these mediums, these witches and wizards, and for the prophecy that the tarot readers gave them to come to pass, it is the demons making it come to pass, okay? And they've opened themselves by engaging in this practice. So let's go to the next one. A tarot card reader says 17 should never go for a manly concept. The 17 boys recently visited a tarot card reader for a special feature through Neva's Starcast. So Neva is an official online medium, right? And for the fact that these people are through such an official medium, they're engaging in witchcraft, they're legitimizing this practice to their fans and making it look okay, Like I said, it's all for the fans to engage in this because the devil needs the fans to open themselves up and he doesn't care how the fans open themselves up to demonic possession. Okay? During their visits, each member got to ask the tarot card reader whatever they wanted and S-Coops, being the reliable leader that he is, asked about the group's next combat concept. The tarot reader responded, you like manly concepts, don't you? But you have to maintain the lovely concept. That's what fits you. Even if you don't necessarily want it, you have to keep going with the lovely concept. A shocked S-Scoop said, our promotions for Pretty You was a lovely concept. So for our next concept, I wanted to try a manly transformation. This is a shocker. You see that? How did the tarot card reader know that S-Scoop like manly concepts. The familiar spirits! And you know, this is the same S-Scoops in my video about K-pop idols being hypnotized that was hypnotized and opened up to demonic possession through hypnotism and invoked with a familiar spirit. So, not only has S-Scoop been opened up to demonic possession through that occultic practice of hypnotism, now he's engaging in tarot reading, and this, like I said, this is what we know on the surface. Imagine the kind of witchcraft practices these boys are engaged in secret that you don't know about. But of course, if you have discernment, the Holy Spirit will reveal it to you. You know? So these people are nothing but, and they are all manifesting their destiny. All these things that they are going and what they want is coming to pass as far as their success and how much money they will make or whatever. Because that is what they want. That's what they want in their heart. They want to make a certain amount of money. They want to reach a certain level of fame. They want to reach a certain success level in their career. So it's manifestation, you know, and the demons are the ones that bring that to pass. But the idols will just tell you, oh, no, we just believed in ourselves, or we just believed in the universe. No, they believe in demonic entities. Because even if they think they're believing in themselves, that is still Luciferian, because Luciferian belief is man is God. Okay, self is God. So the next article is Brave Girls reveals fortune tellers already knew they were going to make it big this year. In a way, they already knew this was going to happen. Brave Girls, who recently made a comeback on the charts with their song from 4 years ago, made an appearance on SBS's Tiki Taka. After going through many hardships throughout the years, this turnaround on the charts has allowed them to gain the spotlight for all their hard work. In regards to their great success this year, the members shared that in a way they already knew this was going to happen, as told to them by a fortune teller. Look at that! Look at that! Their so-called success happened because of demons helping them. Demons. Last year, Yu Jong went to a fortune teller who told her 20 years of great luck will come to you this coming year. Yoonji, who also went to a fortune teller, even guessed the month that she would receive good luck. The fortune teller told me that everything will work out starting from March. They told me to start deciding how many buildings I want to build. Yuna, who went for a New Year's fortune telling 2 years prior, was told that they saw some sort of video in the future that will bring them fame. I did tell them my job, but thinking about it now, the video they were talking about could be the rolling comment video. See that? So it's demons helped manifest their desires, their wills, what they wanted in their heart to blow up. It eventually happened for them. Witchcraft is real, guys. It is real. So by them going to this fortune teller, they open themselves up to demonic possession. And Satan does not give anything for free. These demons don't give anything for free. They require a sacrifice. They require something in return. You yourself will be going through demonic oppression, anguish. As they possess you, you will never have peace. You have mental breakdown. You have something happening in your life. Your life falling apart. Even though they are smiling on the outside, you can never be at peace. You can never be truly happy. So what happens is they have to keep up a fake image. That's why their images are all fake. They are trained to have these fake images. Okay? They don't really love their fans at all. But they sure love the money you spend on them. The next article is former Idol trainee who lived with IU recalls how a fortune teller helped them avoid catastrophic danger. In a recent YouTube update, former Idol trainee and traveler Gina Meng talked about her time living with IU during her trainee days. According to Gina, the two of them were able to avoid a major catastrophic event back in 2011 thanks to a fortune teller. The story went, I heard this sometime after Jihoon debuted. Jihoon is IU's real name, right? Before Jihoon's debut, The agency president went to a fortune teller. And by the way, guys, even while I was in the K-pop industry, I read so many articles about these company CEOs going to fortune tellers before they establish their company and after they establish their company, okay? So they establish their company based on the prophecies and the readings given to them by witches, okay? And this also extends to the K-drama actor and actress agencies. The CEOs of those agencies do the same thing. They too also go to fortune tellers. Like, it's deep. It's deep. Many actors and actresses too go to fortune tellers. Like, The president was getting started in the music industry for the first time, and all of the artists at the company were rookies. So he went to the fortune teller and asked if the company could succeed. Apparently, the fortune teller said that one of the artists would eventually become a national star. But the fortune teller said that the moment that the artist becomes a big star, the president must move away. Make sure to leave the place where you are as soon as the artist becomes big without looking back, they said. So then IU became a huge star with Good Day, and she was really busy with her schedules. But one day she went to the company and the president was packing everything up. IU asked, "Are we moving?" And the president said yes. IU asked, "When did you decide this?" And the president said, "Just now, start packing." The story continued. Then, after they moved away, there was a huge landslide that happened on the mountain right behind the agency building. The landslide completely swept the entire building up and destroyed it. I remember that all of the practice rooms and recording rooms there were all in the below ground levels. After that landslide, the ground level was just filled completely with mud and earth. If there were people inside that building at that time, they would have died. That was what happened. So the same demons that gave them that prophecy, of course, the same demons caused that destruction. In fact, the story was reported on the news back in July of 2011 as well. During the summer of 2011, South Korea witnessed a series of extremely deadly floods and landslides in Seoul, which killed over 77 people. The headline of the article below reads, "The former building of IU's agency after the landslide, shocking. Entertainment industry also suffering damage." That's the picture. It's deep, guys. So more about IU here in the next article. IU's future was predicted before her debut. IU revealed a strange experience she had before her debut in 2008. The solo singer guested on October 17th Real Modern Concert, where she discussed the many failed auditions she's gone through since the age of 14. After becoming a trainee at Lowen Entertainment, IU went to see a fortune teller recommended to her by her mother. You see that? So, a lot of times, like I said, the idols, they come from generational witchcraft, their family members engaging in witchcraft or witches themselves. It's deep. It was the fortune teller who made IU believe in her career as a singer. The fortune teller told her she would debut at 16 and have her fan signing at 17. IU confessed, "After a year, I suddenly debuted, and then I had my first fan signing in the year after that. Ever since that experience, I don't get my fortune told because I'm scared." Even if she's scared, she's already opened herself up. And if you see throughout IU's career, she also flashes, the same satanic hand gestures and symbols in her music videos, where she shows allegiance to Lucifer, and one of her videos where she plays multiple versions of herself, showing her altars. That is showing what happens in real life, because once you open up yourself to demonic possession, altars are created, right? It's demonic possession. So she has demons in her, and it's these demons that have helped her to be successful, okay? The same demons that prophesied through this fortune teller are the ones helping her in her career. And it's the same thing that happened with Lisa. Blackpink's Lisa changed her real name for Good Luck, and it actually worked just 1 week later. Lisa revealed what happened after she changed her name in a new interview. Blackpink Lisa's hit new solo debut track, La Lisa, just wouldn't be the same without lines like "La Lisa love me" or "La Lisa blah 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 blah, catch me if you can." That said, the song could have been completely different if Lisa had kept the original name she was born with. Instead, she had her name legally changed in her youth to bring her good luck. I know the concept of something bringing you good luck. It's occultic, it's an occultic concept, it's an occultic belief because that's not how the God of the Bible works. Okay? In a new interview, Lisa revealed how that good luck actually ended up hitting her just 1 week later. If you're not familiar with the story of Lisa's name change, the Blackpink star was originally born with the name Prampriyan Manoban. Undeniably beautiful, Prampriya is a native Thai name that roughly translates to beloved soul. So that's Lisa in the picture as a child. If she'd kept her birth name, you may have known her as Blackpink's Priya today. However, when she was younger, she ended up changing her name to Lalisa, and it was all because of a fortune teller. Lisa delved a little deeper into the story in a new interview with Billboard. They have Lisa in this picture as a Hindu goddess, which I'll talk about a bit later. At the time, Lisa was around 13 years old. Interesting that Bam Bam also went when he was young, so probably around 13. So they engage in witchcraft from a young age, okay? At the time, Lisa was around 13 years old and she was already an award-winning young dancer. With a runner-up prize in singing too, becoming an idol was a natural next step for Lisa. So in 2010, she decided to join a YG Entertainment audition in Thailand. However, a while after the audition, YG Entertainment still hadn't got back to Lisa on whether she'd made it through. We really wanted to get it, so you see her ambitious zeal here. Lisa said, referring to herself and her family's drive to score Lisa a trainee contract. So she was really ambitious from a young age. She really wanted success. She really wanted to be famous. She really wanted to be idolized from a young age. So Lisa's mom ended up taking her to a fortune teller for some advice. See? You see that? While it may sound unusual, it's not totally unheard of for Thai people to change their names to rid themselves of bad luck. As such, when a fortune teller told Lisa to change her name, her first name from Prampriya to Lalisa to bring her luck in her idol career, she happily obliged. Lalisa is typically taken to mean one who is praised. You see? So the name change is obviously an altar, right? The demon helping her. That's what the demon is called, Lalisa. And as she has engaged in other witchcraft practices, she's been opened up to several demons. You know, Lisa is possessed just like the other members and just like many other idols with multiple demons, not just one. But this is just the one that she has gotten as a result of engaging in this fortune telling, right, at this stage, making it the perfect name for a future. So we see back then that the demon, one who is to be praised, and now she made a song with this demon's name being chanted, because that is a praise. When the fans sing this song, and in the lyrics of the song she's saying, say my name, say you love me, and all these things, and they are chanting the name of this demon, this altar, they are making the witchcraft spell that she's cast on the fans even more potent. It's deep. And if you read articles, you see that her envy has already surpassed that of size envy, which it had like the most views, I don't know if in 24 hours or whatever. So it's deep. She has done powerful witchcraft spells. She's a powerful witch, right? She's a very, very, very powerful witch. The demons helping her in her career are very powerful demons. And not only that, in the video, she's invoking a Hindu goddess, right? You can see in this picture the sun symbology behind her on her throne. But the craziest part was that the fortune teller's advice seemed to actually work. In her Billboard interview, Lisa revealed, the week after I changed my name, YG called me back and said, you should come be a trainee. Look at that. I was like, wow. So the week after that, for IU, happened a year. After a year, I suddenly debuted. Look at that. So it's the demons, I'm telling you, all you fans of theirs, all you see is Hard work. No, but it's the demons helping them to quote unquote work hard. It's the demons helping them to make their talent better and stronger. And just so you know, some of them were never even talented to begin with, but the demons gave them that talent because the whole thing is demonic and spiritual, and it's to keep them as well as their fans in bondage. Bondage. But on the surface, what they feel is like, oh, my dreams and my wishes, my desires are coming to pass, but there's a price to pay. You're going to go under MK Ultra mind control. You're going to be in spiritual bondage, you know. So, um, I just wanted to talk about which, for me, the most important part of Lisa's music video, where she invokes the Hindu goddess Durga. Okay, now in Thailand, their major religion is Buddhism, right? Buddhism is the major religion in Thailand. So that forms the basis of their culture there. Okay? And Buddhism, if you research Buddhism, was founded by an Indian who was actually a Hindu. He grew up in a Hindu royal family, right? His name was Siddhartha Gautama. So he was a Hindu prince, like, and I'm not just talking, this information is not just something you find like on Wikipedia. Wikipedia just gives you like surface information, like if you want quick references and stuff. But if you actually read about the origin of the guy who founded Buddhism, he was a Hindu prince. He grew up in the religion of Hinduism. That is why Buddhism retains a lot of elements from Hinduism. And I told you guys in one of my videos that Hinduism is the most powerful religion because they have the most powerful demons in their religion, because the religion of Hinduism is the purest religion that is straight from the Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel, and it hasn't been diluted. That is why religions all around the world borrow elements from Hinduism and belief systems from Hinduism. Okay? So the prince, he forsook Hinduism and went about and founded Buddhism, right? But he still retained a lot of elements of Hinduism, right? So that's why you see similar belief system at the core of Buddhism, like reincarnation, avatar, the concept of nirvana, and all these things, enlightenment, all these things that are satanic, and you can find these same things in Taoism, Confucianism, because all these religions around the world were influenced from Hinduism, because Hinduism is the purest religion from Babylon, from the Tower of Babel. So the world religions all borrow from that, right? And of course, Christianity, true Christianity is not a religion. Christianity is a faith and relationship with the true God, with the God of heaven, who is Christ Jesus. So Christianity is the only faith that says you don't have to do anything to get to heaven. Just believe that I paid the price. Believe that I died for you. In all these other religions, you have to chant mantras, you have to count beads, you have to bow down to statues or bow down to the sun, bow down to your ancestors. Whatever the case may be, like, it's all something that you have to do works. So all these religions are works based. But anyway, so because Buddhism has elements of Hinduism, is basically just a branch of Hinduism. If you want to simplify it, you see the same gods and goddesses being revered in Buddhism. So in her music video, she channels the goddess Durga, okay? And you see here, according to scholars, over its history, Buddhist tantric traditions have adopted several Hindu deities into its folds. That is no coincidence, okay? The tantric traditions of Buddhism included Durga and developed the idea further. In Japanese Buddhism, she appears as Butsumo, sometimes called Kotishri. In Tibet, the goddess Paldean Lamo is similar to the protective and fierce Durga. Several aspects of Tara is believed to have originated as a form of the goddess Durga, notably her fierce guardian form. So, what these cultures did, like all these religions that have borrowed elements from Hinduism, they just modified them in their own cultures, they modified them in their own countries, okay? So, you see here, she does a Hindu dance ritual to invoke this goddess, okay? So when she invokes this goddess, she becomes possessed by the goddess herself, right? And that goddess, a god or goddess demands to be worshipped, right? A god or goddess must be worshipped. So by her requiring her fans or the people listening to her music to chant her name is part of the whole witchcraft and prophecy spoken to her that your name is Lalisa, which means to be praised. So here is the spell being cast on the listeners and the fans that you need to chant her name. And so this is Thailand's version of the goddess Durga, but it's still the Hindu god because you see the ritual dance is still the Hindu ritual dance. And like the goddess, she has a crown on her head. Let me just show you guys the Hindu goddess Durga. So you see that she has a golden crown on her head. She has various jewelry and she has many hands. Okay, that is no coincidence. So let's watch. So here you see, look at the mudra. What her dancers are doing behind her is the mudra. Okay, it's a sacred hand gesture in Hinduism, which looks like 666. Because the truth of the matter is, in the occult, like I said, Hinduism is the religion with the strongest demons, the strongest false gods, right? So Hinduism is one of the strongest foundations of the occult, and that's why you find in the occult many Hindu mudras or sacred hand gestures are symbols and hand gestures in the occult. So hand gestures like the V, you see here, it's a Hindu mudra. So you see the V sign, but in the occult, they've given it added meaning. They've given it an added meaning to mean peace, right? In the occult. Of course, it's their version, their false version of peace. But you see here that the peace sign is a Hindu hand gesture, is a Hindu mudra. Okay? Then you see also the 666 is a Hindu gesture, it's a Hindu mudra. You also see here different, these are just, there's hundreds and hundreds of them, but these are just some examples. You see here in the one called Simham Mukam, it's actually the devil horns, right? You see that, and I'll show you like clearer pictures of it. And you can see here she's doing the 666, and you can see the palm, which in Buddhism is also known as Buddha's palm. So Hinduism is the one that all these things are borrowed from. All these gestures and symbols, they've borrowed most of it from Hinduism specifically, because when you invoke the gods through these symbols and gestures of Hinduism, you become a powerful channeler, a powerful witch, or a powerful wizard. So whatever spells you cast will be very, very powerful. Okay? And you see here, number 8, number 18, number 19 are all devil horns. You see, they are all various forms of the devil horns, various ways to do the devil horns. But they're symbols to invoke Hindu gods. You see that? So it's either you're invoking the gods to possess you or to possess somebody else, for a certain purpose, whether to curse them or to, because some of them, they believe that these demons are quote unquote good, so you can invoke these demons to quote unquote bless. But of course there's nothing like blessing, it's all cursing, right? It's all witchcraft and evil. So you can see number 23 here is the 666 sign, is the 666 hand gesture. You also see number 7 here is 666 as well. So you see, all these are Hindu god gestures, Hindu god hand gestures that the Hindu gods themselves make, and their people emulate to invoke them in their rituals, in their dance rituals, and everything, as worship, as praise, to manifest something. It's deep. So all these things have been borrowed from Hinduism into the occult, and that is why you see the most powerful and most popular witches and wizards in modern history, such as Madame Blavatsky, Helena Blavatsky, as well as Aleister Crowley. They had to go to India to go and learn about the Hindu religion, right? They went to go and study about Hinduism, about the Hindu gods. They went to learn about them, and they are the ones that incorporated them into the religion of Thelema and all these other religions that they formed, this new age movement and everything that they formed in modern history. Okay? So you see here that in Helena Blavatsky's wiki page, just to give you a quick look through, she traveled to India. See that? where she studied. She and Okko moved to India, where the society was allied to the Arya Samaj, a Hindu reform movement. Okay, so she learned a lot about witchcraft in India. You see, the Theosophical Society established links with an Indian Hindu reform movement. Blah 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 blah. So basically, if you just read through, you see that she learned a lot of things from the Indian gurus and the Indian sages, and she incorporated them into her belief system and her movement, her religion that she formed. Okay? The same thing with Aleister Crowley. He went mountaineering in Mexico with Oscar Esquinten before studying Hindu and Buddhist practices in India. Okay? So if you do detailed research on all these people, they either moved to India, or they studied with Indian gurus, or they read upon Indian belief system like Malipi Hall, right? Hall delved deeply into teachings of lost and hidden traditions, the golden verses of Hindu gods. You see that? Greek philosophers and Christian mystics and the spiritual treasures waiting to be found within one's souls. So back to Lisa's video. So this is the goddess she's invoking here, right? With all these mudras and everything, and her clothing, the jewelry, everything is for this particular ritual. And as you saw in the picture, her throne, right, has the sun symbolism, which already tells you that the whole thing is demonic, it's pagan, it's occultic, it's witchcraft. So this here is a dance ritual. So goddess Durga, she's invoking the goddess to possess her, and she's also praising the goddess in her invocation through her dance. So I wanted to show like a couple of her live performances of that choreo, that specific choreo. So you can see here, like right before she does the choreo, she gives the Baphomet salute right there, as you can see with her hands, and then she throws up the devil horns. Which all these hand gestures, we already know they are occultic, right? But like I mentioned, there are also mudras, hand gestures, sacred hand gestures in the Hindu religion, because they represent worship to different Hindu gods. Each hand gesture represents an invocation to a Hindu god or goddess, and worship to a Hindu god or goddess. Okay? So the occult borrowed most of their symbolic elements from Hinduism. So here you can even see with the jewelry, everything is on purpose. Everything is to invoke the goddess, okay? So she's getting possessed here. That's what this guy is doing, as the dancers at her back are doing the hand mudras. And you see that in a lot of K-pop videos, their MVs, the idols do this, especially with girl groups. Boy groups do it as well, but especially with girl groups, like Twice have done this, G-Friend, they've done this. They've invoked Hindu gods and goddesses through dance rituals, right? So doing the lotus hand gestures and other things. Because I'm telling you, it's this demonic spirits helping them in their careers. That's what is helping them to be successful. Nothing is as it seems. All these are mudras. All these hand gestures are mudras. It's deep. See that? The whole thing is a dance ritual to invoke Hindu demons, powerful, powerful Hindu demons. All this is ritual dancing, all this surrounding her. Like, you guys, you see the same thing here. But what I wanted to show is more of her symbolism. Here, as you can see, the lighting behind her um, is fairly dark, right? But then she starts to get illuminated by the light of Lucifer behind her and above her. Look at that. She gets illuminated by the light of Lucifer, okay? Which represents the sun symbolism, which is the same symbol on her throne, right? So Lucifer is the one behind her. And just to show you even more so, she does the eye of Lucifer. Look at that. That is not a coincidence, okay? Eye of Lucifer right there. Just so you know who is behind her and everything. So like this girl is filled with demons, and like I said, once you open up yourself, that is it. So she's opened up herself through various witchcraft practices. She needs deliverance. And just to show you an example of the Hindu traditional dance or the Hindu classic dance to their gods and goddesses, just see a little bit of this video where they are doing the same hand gestures as Lisa and her. See that? And her dancers are doing. So this is how they worship their gods, okay? On the outside, they're like, wow, they're so talented, they're so captivating and alluring and this and beautiful. But they're worshiping demons though. This is all demonic, very, very satanic. Each gesture, each pose, each movement is telling a story of a demon. They are worshiping demons and invoking their gods and goddesses through their dance. So you see, because most of their gods and goddesses have multiple hands, right? That's why to do that. And you saw that right there at the back. She did the Baphomet, like I said. That is sacred, it's sacred hand gesture. In Hinduism, the Baphomet, the last girl at the back. So the occult stole that from Hinduism, okay? And just so you know, Hinduism predates Judaism, it predates the Kabbalah, it's older than that. In fact, the Kabbalah and Egyptology and all these other world religions and occult religions borrowed major elements from Hinduism because, like I said, Hinduism is the purest religion straight from the Tower of Babel. So, for the witchcraft that they all practice in their religions to be powerful and effective, they need the Hindu gods to help them. So they all borrowed elements from it. That's why you see the same type of belief system that is found in Hinduism, found in the occult, is also found in Kabbalah, is also found in Egyptology, is also found in Luciferianism, Satanism, and so on and so forth. We need to pray for this world. This world is utterly lost, given over to darkness. Darkness. You can see here she's doing the girl in the middle again, doing mudras, all of them doing mudras. You can see the girl on the right doing the devil horns, right? With her left hand, and so is the girl on the left. So let's go to some pictures of mudras, some more pictures. So yeah, so these are Hindu practitioners doing classical dances, their traditional dances, and you can see this guy here It has the devil horns that is incorporated into their dance because that is a sacred hand gesture in Hinduism. And you see this guy also doing the devil horns as part of his classical Hindu dance. You see that? So the occult just took it, and all these other pagan religions, they took it from Hinduism and they added their own meaning to it. Okay? But at the end of the day, it all invokes powerful, powerful Hindu demons. Okay? So when your K-pop idols are throwing this sign, they are hexing you guys. Just know that they've casted spells on you. You know, they've invoked certain gods to curse you, to influence you, to obsess over them. That's what the whole fandom thing is for. You are obsessing over them, you are lusting over them, you are dreaming about them. They've become your gods. You know, they're the ones that make you happy. They're the reason why you feel like your day can go smoothly because you think about them, you think about their funny personalities, you think about the joy they give you through their music, so called joy. But you're spellbound. It is a witchcraft spell that has been cast on you. Okay? You can see here he's doing the moon symbolism, the moon goddess symbolism, right, with his hand gestures. But that is also a sacred mudra in Hinduism. So it's another thing that the cult just stole and all these false religions just stole from Hinduism. Okay, the purest religion from the Tower of Babel. So you see here the 666. Okay, it's a sacred hand gesture in Hinduism. And all this love for jewelry and everything is how they worship their gods. You know, and here in the middle of her forehead she's wearing a bindi, which means her third eye is open. Okay, there are many foreigners that open their third eye through martial arts, through new age practices. So just because they are not wearing a bindi doesn't mean their third eye isn't opening. If you engage in certain practices like meditation and yoga and all these things, it opens your third eye. Okay, there are many ways to open your third eye. So all these people, as they've opened themselves up through engaging in fortune telling, and you see here on her jewelry she has one eye. Okay, so they've engaged in fortune telling, they've engaged in witchcraft, and that's just one aspect of witchcraft that they've engaged in. But we know through their symbols and hand gestures and the things their belief system, we know that they are solid certified witches. Okay, they believe in witchcraft ideologies, they believe in witchcraft principles. And don't forget, of course they can do good things and act like good people, because in Satanism there's duality, right? You have to do as much good as you do evil. So you have to be good and evil. You have to be both. You have to be equally both, because it's a balance. It's yin yang, right? It's duality. So just because you see them supporting good causes, giving donations and doing all this, experience support for this movement, that movement, doing good deeds and acting nice and all these things means nothing, because it doesn't change the fact that they're still witches, okay, casting spells on their fans. You know, it's just horrible. It's horrible. So let's keep praying for them, guys. Let's keep praying for them. That's it from me for now, guys. I just wanted to highlight all that as the Holy Spirit led me. Till next time, love you all in Christ. God bless you all. Bye.